Hello everyone, today we'll be discussing on how you can customize your data table after you have initialized it. Now the data table plugin that we're using is from datatables.net. It's one of the best and most advanced data table available now, and it's also free to use, and the best thing about it, it's implemented and integrated with all of our admin themes within our website KeenThemes.com. And the product that we're using to demonstrate this will be Rider, and you can get Rider either the free version or the pro version from our website. We'll be using the free version, so you can just go ahead and open up this page from the free templates and then go and get to your free download. Pro version will be located in the pro templates right here, but in this video we'll be going through the free version. So once you have downloaded it, it should look something like this. And the first thing we need to do is again open up the index and then navigate to our documentation page. Now in a documentation page, we can always go to the quick startup for Gulp. You can also look at our Webpack quick startup if you wish, but in this video we'll be using Gulp and go through all the steps to get it started. Now I've already done all this. What I need to do now is just to set up my localhost environment. So open up Rider in the IDE of your choice. What I'm using here is VS Code. So let's navigate to our tools folder, theme tools, and then run Gulp localhost. Now this localhost is ready, and this video is a follow-up video from our previous one, which is how to get started with data tables. If you have not watched that video yet, I highly suggest that you do, simply because in that video we basically created a new page called datatable.html. We created a new JS to initialize it, and that was pretty much it. So this video will be following up from that video where we customize whatever we just initialized. Alright, so we have our localhost started. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to run our data table page that we created in the previous video. Path will be just general and data table. .html, and this is the data table page that we created. The link to our previous video will be in the description below, so have a look at that first if you haven't. Now, what do we mean by adding? How do we customize a data table? So if you look at our data table code here, as you can see, we're just initializing it, and there is no options or any configurable add-ons or parameters that we are adding into our data table. Now if you go back to into the data table official documentation, we go to their manual, and if you go to their options, you can see that we can actually add a few things here. We can add a scroll Y, true or false paging, and a few like server-side defaults and whatnot. However, we can also add or search for options that we can add into our data table. Now if you look into our documentation and we scroll down to our data tables, we have our basic configuration here, which is no configuration, and we also have a vertical scroll. So instead of having a pagination like this, it's actually just scrolling within its own container like that. So let's go ahead and implement this. And how we do that is, if you go to our JavaScript tab, you can see a sample set of options that we have already preset. So let's grab this and put it into our script. Okay, put it here and save that. Once that's saved, let's create or rather build our asset, theme tools, and then run Gulp. Okay, that's done. Let's refresh this page. As you can see now, there's no pagination, it's now scrolling. So that's how you customize a data table. Now of course there are a lot of other options out there. For example, maybe I do not want the names to be ordered by default. Okay, so this is how we can actually customize our data table upon initialization But if you want to add on new options, for example, options that are other than our whatever we preset in our documentation, you can actually just refer to the official documentations within DataTables.net and search for options that you want to add into your data table. So for example, we do not want to order the columns, or rather names, by default upon first load. So what we can do is maybe we can search for order. There we go, order. And scroll down, you can check this out. So we want to basically no ordering applied by the data tables during initialization. That's exactly what we want. So copy that, go to our code, put a comma, and then add that in. So save this and do a gulp build again. All right, let's go back to our page. Okay, as you can see, it's still ordered. So let me do a quick refresh. And now it's no longer ordered. But you can still order it by clicking on the column headers. All right, you can also add specific or set specific columns to be ordered by configuring certain columns to say that this column be orderable, this column will not be orderable or sortable, and so on. Now, how do you do that is, again, look at the official documentation, and you see there's a few other options here. You can go to columns orderable. And in here, you can see some column definitions where we can set orderable true or false to a specific column target. Now, target starts from 0, and then it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Now, how do you count that is each column, like a column starts on the left, so this will be column 0, and this will be column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in this sense, that if I want column 1 to be not orderable or sortable at all, that means even after initialization, like let me do a quick refresh, and it on first load is not sorted, and I do not want the name column to ever be sorted even after the first load. So let's do the copy this, all right, and go back to our code. And to do that, let's just follow our format. And we set this to target 0, save this, rebuild our assets. Cool, it's done. Let's refresh. All right, so on first load, it's not orderable. Basically, it's not sorted on first load, but I still cannot sort the name, but I can sort everything else. Now, this is an interesting thing because it's an array. This column definition is an array, so therefore we can actually add multiple options. So in this case, maybe I do not want the age, start date, and salary to be sorted. So if I do a count, I want this 0, 1, 2, so column 3, 4, and 5. Let's go ahead and do 3, 4, and 5, and remember to add your commas. Save that, rebuild. All right, it's done. Do a quick refresh. Okay, it's done. Name is not orderable. Age is not, start date is not, salary is not, but the office and position is still available. Alright, so this is how you can customize your data table. Hope you found this video informative. Give us a like if you did, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so the next time we release our video you get an update. Please follow us on our social medias. Links will be in the description below, and I see you guys in the next video. Take care.